It seems the watch addiction curse can be triggered anywhere, anytime, from anything. Some big names like Omega and Rolex have occupied famous characteristics in the past and present. But one smaller brand has been a movie star for light years. Stepping into the spotlight is Hamilton Watches. Today's particular model starred in the mega sci-fi film Interstellar, worn by main character Cooper, played by Matthew McConaughey. Alright. Did this ignite my watch passion? Not really. Is it my favourite movie? Not particularly. Is it kinda cool to have some connection to a big budget movie? Heck yes. While there are obvious Flieger pilot cues in its design, Hamilton have done a great job combining this with a modern twist. The polished and brushed stainless steel case measures in at a contemporary 42mm combined with a lug-to-lug of 48.3mm. However, it should be noted the centre lugs on the first link do protrude past this a little, making it slightly longer than indicated. A case thickness of 11.6mm and a lug width of 20mm makes this piece a very wearable daily flyer. The horizontal brushed sides give the watch a tool-like look, yet combined with the elegantly executed polished bevel edges, for example, not only creates separation and depth to the case, but adds a touch of refinement. Combined with the lovely curved lugs, it comes together to ensure the watch remains well balanced and planted when on wrist. The signed, non-screw-down crown is protected by small crown guards that slope away sufficiently enough to allow easy access and winding of the ETA 2834-2 movement, but still provide protection. Despite being non-screw-down, there's still 100 meters of water resistance, unusual for a lot of classic Fliegers I might add, adding another sprinkle of modern DNA. Winding of the groove crown is smooth and easy as expected from the ETA movement, with the crown pushed in. In the first position, the day and date can be changed independently, while in the second position it's the usual hacking of the seconds hand along with time setting. Two strap options are available, that being a leather or bracelet, and if you've watched enough of my reviews you know my preference is always going to be bracelet. The brushed, polished theme continues here with polishing on the edges of the raised centre links held together with a pin type system. With solid end links and a taper from 20 to 18mm at the clasp, it all makes for the comfort zone. Articulation of the links is reasonable, although as noted earlier, the first link is fixed, which reduces some upwards movement, but it doesn't really hinder any wearability. The milled sign clasp is sturdy and released with a dual press button system, while a few more micro adjustments in the clasp would be ideal. However, given the price point, the overall finishing is of good quality. Now, being 20mm lug, there are plenty of aftermarket strap options, and I have to say, this thing looks good on almost anything, meaning it works from casual to basically a suit. It's probably a little large for formal format, but I can't see any Flieger sitting comfortably in the formal realm anyway. The Khaki Pilot is a great everyday wear. Its modern twists and touches of polished surfaces make it a great all-rounder. It's comfortable, not overly large, and has classic styling cues that won't go out of trend in years to come. On the reverse, there's a display case back that's interestingly held in by 4 screws rather than the usual screw back, and this houses the Hamilton H40 movement based on the ETA 2834-2. With an average accuracy of plus or minus 6 to 15 seconds a day, it's a reliable, easily serviced movement, and I've had mine for over 5 years now and still running within these parameters. The cutout rotor with the Hamilton insignia is a neat touch and keeps this time-travelling indicator powered for around 42 hours. Something to note is the current generation of this watch now is the newer, improved movement with a stomping 80 hours power reserve. Just amazing. The rest of the finishing is a fairly standard affair, and I do wonder if a solid caseback with reference to the movie could have been a better option perhaps. Up front with the main event, there's a thin slope polished bezel protecting the ever so slightly domed sapphire crystal. I'm unsure if the crystal has anti-reflective treatment, as it's not clear on the older versions, but I've had no issues with glare. Underneath sits the smooth black dial that at times can appear almost matte black as lighting changes. The polished applied markers are incredible and catch and reflect light from all angles, making it very legible in most lighting conditions, and the finishing is very well done even under macro. The polished skeletonized sword hands are typical of Fliegers, but the clever use of fill on the hour and minute hands in reverse to each other allows the user to easily distinguish between the two. A cool little detail is how the hour tip is hollow, meaning as it passes the inner 12-hour scale, it shows through the hand. That's so cool. The arrowed second hand reaches all the way to the edge of the dial, following the outer chapter ring perfectly, and even crosses precisely over the minute hand. Such great little details. The date function is eloquently incorporated into the dial and has become a very useful complication recently with the working from home situation which many of us are experiencing currently. The Superluminova loom, while only applied to the hands and outer chapter ring, is very responsive and has a reasonable staying power. Perhaps some loom numerals would be the icing on the cake here, but it doesn't take away from this very well finished, modern, legible dial. The Hamilton Khaki Pilot is a fantastic interpretation of the classic Flieger style, but has enough design tweaks to stand alone on its own as a unique piece. I read in the comments section of another review that summed up this watch perfectly in relation to the movie. It said, "The Hamilton Khaki Pilot, transgalactic Morse code sent by manipulating the gears within an automatic tool watch to save the human race. One for the automatic watch lovers." I mean, I cannot beat that. What's your favourite movie watch? I'd love to hear them. Please comment below. I do read them all and try to reply to as many as I can. Thanks for watching, and please do subscribe to the channel. It really helps. And if you want to see more daily content, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Mr. Ace Cape Productions. See you next time.